I had 2 lights before. I've only got 1 now.
No, I've only got 1. It's working. I've checked it, so. And the lights are on that. So anyway, yeah.
The lights are on.
But nobody's home. You reckon? I don't think anyone's ever home. Anyway.
Welcome back.
Yeah, we haven't been here for a bit.
We've been, lax?
Yeah, busy.
Don't hide behind being busy, James. Come on.
The last one we did was on the way back from Tom Lamb's.
Yep.
That was a month ago, so yeah, we've sort of got a bit behind and missed a few.
Yeah.
So, yes.
Yes, James is very sorry.
Yes, I'm very sorry.
Whereas I don't care.
Yeah, but in fairness, that'll have been... So when we went to Tom's, had you nearly finished lambing, or... I think you...
Yeah, it was the 24th
4th of April.
Or was it? Yeah. Yeah, we were getting through it. Admittedly, it was a long one for some reason. But, the last of them lambed a while back, so...
Yeah.
I've just been taking him off premises, actually. Again, this should have happened arguably 2, maybe 3 weeks ago.
Right.
When the real drought was on.
Yeah.
And we didn't have grass at all. I should have shifted him then. But they have taken no harm through it.
Right.
What little grass there was coming, everywhere looked bare, but they were just trimming off the fresh all the time.
Yeah.
I've honestly, compared to last year, the lambs are fantastic compared to last year. Nothing's taken any harm. The sheep are fit. The lambs are spot on.
Yeah. I
thought that things were really, really starting to take harm, but I think we just stayed on the right side of it.
Yeah.
So over the past week or 2, I've just been quietly taking trailer loads of them away.
Yeah.
I've 1 left.
Right.
On site. So we're going to empty, not completely, we're still going to have a handful of trouble or tubs and such like left about. And then, with all the ground cleared and giving everything a bit of a rest, bought some grass seed. We're going to get some more grass seed in.
Right.
I'm sick of just watching cabbages and moss grow.
Right.
Sick of it. I'm getting stalled of it again.
Right.
And this time, I do solemnly swear to look after it and feed it this time. Rather than
give it a chance.
Rather than just murder it the first year and go, oh my God, this is amazing. My silage is amazing. I'm fattening so many lambs on this piece of ground. This is awesome. And didn't feed it hard enough.
And there was nothing for next year.
So then next year, these poor defenceless plants came back, and I was thinking, right, chop, chop, same again.
Make it so.
Yeah, and unsurprisingly, it said, no. So they didn't last long. And there's a reason that all this shit is growing there in the first place. That you're growing second-rate grasses and rubbish.
Yeah.
The reason is your land's poor to start with. It can't support anything else.
Yeah.
That's the stuff that flourishes in those conditions.
Yeah, it can survive on nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the reason. So we've been plastering, getting muck in from all over and just plastering everywhere and trying to perk things up, really.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's funny, you can't, like, from one year to the next couldn't be more different, bearing in mind, like, we had so many weeks without rain. Granted, there's been quite a bit of rain now, and, like, we've had rain pretty much every night for the last week or so, and then showers, like light showers during the day, which is probably the best sort of rain you could get. It sounds ridiculous to say it, but getting a load of rain at once and flooding everywhere doesn't do anyone any favours.
Oh, no.
So this is, like, ideal, really.
I'll have to own up, this is what we were asking for.
Yeah, can't complain about it, because this is what everyone was, like, we were just,
Definitely, yeah. No, it's I think it's just such a shock from what we've been used to.
Yeah.
I mean, this is it's dry, we're at the start of June, and we sat here in jumpers thinking, it's a bit nippy.
Yeah. It's been fresh, really. It was dry, but it was cold at night. Hell, it was cold.
Yeah.
I'm pleased that I'm not growing pumpkins this time.
Ooh, how are those folk getting?
Well, all right, but they were, yeah. Last year we were planted into we were reasonable conditions, but then it came really wet and really cold for 2 weeks, and basically did for most of them, and they never germinated. And then what didn't grow because it was so wet and cold. And I've spoke to 27 different producers of pumpkins for different things, like pick your own and wholesale throughout the country over the last 12 months. I've had one say they had a really good year, and he did really well out of it. I had 3 that said they did all right. Everyone else just it was a nightmare.
Yeah.
Just it wasn't warm enough for long enough for the plants to do any good. So we already knew we were going to be pushing it to do it this year, just with having a toddler and a new 9-week-old. It was hard enough last year with that. So the little bit that we were doing, we decided, and in fairness, we were struggling for time to do it properly. So it sort of last year was enough to sicken us off.
Yeah. Was it a money spinner?
No, not at all.
There's your answer.
Yeah. No. The pick your own boys, absolute winner. Absolute winner. And I've said this to, I said it we were only doing 1.5 acres. Nothing compared to most people. Absolutely nothing. That equates to about, on a really good year, 15,000, 20,000 pumpkins, which sounds like a lot, but it's not that many really, compared to some people. But I said to a chap who grows 950 acres of pumpkins for one of the main supermarkets, I said, I think the main cost in growing pumpkins for what we were doing, which was farm shops, greengrocers and those, and Himfrey supermarkets, the main cost involved with the pumpkins is when you start harvesting. Because as soon as you start picking them off the ground, that's when you get into a lot of labour requirement, washing them, sorting them, delivering them. That's up to that point. There has been a cost. The seed's expensive, and there's the cost of actually putting them in the ground and weeding them.
Yeah.
But the reality is, it's only when you start actually having to pick them up one by one, and that's where the pick your own people absolutely win, because they aren't having to pay someone to pick them off the ground. People are coming to them and paying for the right to pick it off the ground.
They may well have different varieties. They may well have some gourds and such like. But with you especially, well, I've helped pick orders, and it is an order. We want so many of this, and we want so many of this, and we want slightly better ones of that, and then we want, and that takes time and arse-ache and.
In fairness, it was so not last year, year before, and the year before that was good years, and it wasn't a money spinner, but it added up to quite a lot of money, and it came at a really good time of year when, for what we were doing at that point, it was a lump of money coming in at the right time of year. We just seemed to be quieter in that period for whatever reason.
Yeah.
But as time's gone on, that's not the case anymore. And and last year when it did nothing, and we had to, it was a bad job really, because we had to, we got orders really early. We'd done a really good job of getting people to say, oh yeah, this is what we want, this is what we want. And we actually took a deposit for about a couple of hundred. We had to give it back because we knew we didn't have them. And that's pretty demoralising when you you aren't going to be able to fulfil that order, and you've got a deposit out of people. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah. For the last,
it's still good business.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm not saying it. Some of the reason I have to hold my hands up and say is because probably wasn't giving it the attention it needed properly. But equally, last year was a pig of a year. One of the reasons was the germination was so inconsistent. And I wasn't the only one that found that. There was and not even in pumpkins, but in other seed, was the quality's sort of gone downhill over the last 5 years from when we started to now. The quality of the seed, and it's got more expensive.
I remember you saying, because there's more demand, you can get away with flogging.
Well,
worse.
And you used to be able to get treated seed. So that's seed that's been treated with a coating that means it's resistant to whatever, I can't think what it is now, like mould and just it's more likely to succeed and germinate properly if it's coated, and you couldn't get that as readily as you used to be able to. And you ring up and say, "Oh, I want to order this," and like, "Oh, you can't get that anymore. We can only give you this, the untreated stuff."
How many companies are dealing in pumpkin seeds then?
Well, not that many, and I think one of them's packed it in as well. So, yeah, we like. I was always panicking because I thought we always left it to the last minute to order our seed, but we were probably ordering like March time. But some people were ordering like December for what they wanted, and anyway, yeah. There was the last few years when it's come round to picking them, I'll have been down in the yard or I've been down in the field and I'll have gone home and walked into the kitchen at home and said to Lindsay, "Pumpkins are dickheads." Just because I was like, for some reason they'll have annoyed me.
At what point did you then utter the immortal words of, "We're not doing this
We're not
next
doing this
year"?
again?
Yeah.
Well,
and then comes round to next year.
Well,
or let's order some seed.
The problem is when we started picking in 2023, we started harvesting, went home. Lindsay got the seed book out to see what we were going to grow in 2024. I was like, because Lindsay decided what we grew, and I tried to make it grow and plant it and organise it happening.
Yeah, I can remember that one year when you had a range of stuff.
Yeah.
And the names on the seed packets were all of strippers. Ruby Danger.
Well, they weren't, but...
They were. Trust me, they were.
That's not what the seed producer intended, but yes, I agree.
Honestly, they were all, you know, Pink Delight. Oh. God. Was it? There was, God.
I can't remember most of them, but yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Yeah, anyway. Someone at a seed company was having a right laugh when they named them, weren't they?
Oh, God. Yeah.
Yeah, I can only remember Crown Prince, and that's not really a very strippery name, but yeah.
Depends what sort of a club you're heading into, James. Yeah. Let me just stop you there.
Yeah, but yeah, so there's just forever amount of different varieties, to be fair, and I'm glad we're not growing them.
You don't need to now.
No.
It was very handy.
Yeah.
The odd times that you needed to run a demo of your machines.
Well, that was why it started really, because in 2020, when COVID started in March, I panicked and thought I'm not going to be able to go around and demonstrate the weeders like I had been previously, and I panicked a bit and said to Howard, could I rent a strip of land off him? I was expecting to grow like one row just to get videos of the machinery we'd got that we could then put on YouTube and promote them, and it turned into, I think it was 3/4 of an acre of a field that was not going to be putting potatoes because it was a right awkward shape. So that's where it started, and then just sort of carried on from there really. And yeah, like we said, that 2022, that was a hell of a year, and that was the year that we had that you were transplanting. That was the one year we did transplants, and you were on the back of that transplanter putting. Yeah,
you landed back with a trailer full of
plants.
Yeah,
went and got a load of plants out of Wakefield. It was quite a sad story. The chap who was rearing them had actually died, and they were I didn't know it at the time when I set off, but when I got there, I was like, went to somewhere, met him, and he said, "Oh, I'll take you over there." So I was following this chap, and I'm thinking, this looks familiar. And it was a friend's from college. It was his dad's farm where this lad who had passed away had been rearing them. So I got there and I says, "You're Luke's dad, aren't you?" And he says, "Oh, yeah." I was like, "Oh." So it was a bit of a small world. So yeah, basically filled a cattle trailer full of these pumpkins, brought them home, and we transplanted them.
But again,
to get
the weather doesn't always play ball. It was handy because they were germinated.
Yeah.
They were already growing. You'd crossed that hurdle. However, it came really dry afterwards.
Yeah.
You were out with the tanker.
That was the year. It was red hot for ages, that 2022 year. And I ended up panicking because we put them in on the Wednesday. And the problem with transplants is you've got a little plug of soil and it's got moisture in it. But when you transplant anything, even if the soil's got moisture in it, the roots haven't grown into that soil to get hold of that moisture. So they go backwards to start with. So on the Friday night, I panicked and thought, I can't watch these lot die, and went and got the slurry tanker and just sucked water out of a pond and irrigated them with that.
We should possibly have wetted those plugs.
Yeah, we should have done. But hindsight and all that lot. We probably should have done. Yeah, I agree. But
doesn't matter, not doing it again.
No. But also, the reason for doing that was because we'd been planting seed up to then, and that's the only year we did transplants. And I wasn't sure if we were too far north to do seed only. I thought we maybe, because it's a bit colder, weather's a bit less. We've got less sunlight.
Yeah.
The season of sunlight that we meant to get, because all the seeds say how many days of sunlight they need. And I was thinking we're probably pushing that at each end.
Yeah.
And I wanted to try transplants to see if we should be doing transplants only, not just seed. And anyway, by the end of the year, you couldn't tell the difference. You didn't know. The transplants were put in the middle of the field, and you couldn't tell where the seed ended and the transplant started. And they all did really, really well. And we had, you helped us pick them up, didn't you? Me, you and Matty went and basically filled 2 12-ton tipping trailers with pumpkins that we then went and fed to pigs.
Yep.
So we had loads left over that year.
Yeah.
Because it was just a good
year. But thankfully, it didn't go to waste.
No, pigs absolutely loved them.
Yeah?
Yeah. I wasn't sure how pigs were going to get into them, but they just opened the jaws like
just unhinged.
Yeah. Just there was no. Yeah, they weren't messing about. Oh. Straight in.
Yeah.
So yeah, just started raining again.
Oh, it's turned really dark and gloomy now.
Yeah.
Because we had the open doors just behind the camera to let all the light flood in and illuminate our wonderful selves, and
now it's come down.
Now it's all turned rubbish.
So yeah.
So anyway, James.
Yes.
You've had another trip out of the country.
Yeah.
Did you hire one of them little GoPed things?
No, I didn't.
No?
No, I didn't. Oh, I didn't. Well, I didn't need to be fair. Because I hired a car instead.
There we go. Learned that lesson, right?
Not making that mistake again.
So where have you been, James?
Went to Austria to see the manufacturer of the Ullmanna Ai weeder, which is a new machine that we've sold one of and we signed an agreement to be the exclusive distributor for them, for the UK, and yeah.
Well done.
We'll not talk about the weeder, because we'll talk about that. There's one coming, so we'll end up talking about that then. What we will talk about is Austria.
Stay tuned, people, in other words.
Yeah. You've got to be, you're invested
dangling
now.
Him like a carrot.
What we're going to talk about is Austria, because I've never been. And
lovely.
We flew into Salzburg, and like, what an amazing place.
Yeah.
Absolutely incredible. Like, the scenery, we flew into Salzburg, flew out of Vienna. So basically went across the whole country, drove from one side to the other because of the way the manufacturer was near Salzburg, and we wanted to see the machine that was being demonstrated near Vienna. So that's why we ended up going across. And Salzburg was just stunning, absolutely stunning. Countryside, the farms, clean, really impressed. So we got there, we flew from Stansted, 3 of us went, we got to the factory at 5 o'clock, so there was nothing really going on. Anyway, walk in, met the chap we were meant to be there. He says, do you want a beer? I'm like, I can do. In the workshop, they've got a vending machine with beer in it. 5.2%
You could learn something
bottles.
from these people, James.
You reckon?
Yeah.
Chuffing hell. So yeah, we got a factory tour whilst drinking this 5.2% beer. I was like, yeah, rocket fuel.
Oh God.
So that was interesting. And then really interesting company. Six owners. So that was the other thing that came out of it. The collaboration over there, and I don't know if it's just the companies we're dealing with, but everybody we met, there were 6 people in the company that we met near Salzburg, and then we went over to Vienna. There was more people we met who were all as well invested. They were all invested in each other somehow, and 6 owners. Average age was 29. So yeah, we went out for a meal. It got quite messy because they, for some reason, they're not bothered about speed limits. Speed limits are just like advisory, supposedly, because we were doing the speed limit and people just passing us. So we said, like, what's the crack with speed limit? Says, yeah, not really bothered. Just don't be stupid. Like, righto. They knew our drink dive limit, so they know how many bottles of their beer they're allowed to drink before they're over the limit. And they knew our limit. I don't know. Like, they were saying, oh, your drink dive is what? Do you know what your drink dive is? It's like, no. Oh, well, I think it's this. I'm like, I haven't got a clue what it is. Anyway, I worked it out. Basically, they could have 3 of their bottles at 5.2%. Yeah. It's about 6 pints. It's like, I'm like, I ain't driving a car after 6 pints. Like, it's just like, bloody hell. They're just not bothered.
Yeah.
So we went out for a meal. They put these big dishes on the table, which were basically pork that was cooked to perfection, sorry, that's not even a word. Quarter of a cabbage and potatoes and dumplings, epic. Load of beer. Then they brought out these like mojitos in a tall glass, about this tall, with a tap on. And you basically put your glass underneath, pull your tap, and drink your mojito. We had 2 of them. Yeah, it got messy.
Remember, James, you're not in your 20s like these people.
No. Oh, that's the trouble. They're all 15 years younger than me. So, yeah.
With kidneys and livers and fancy shit like that.
And stamina. Anyway, yeah. And then they brought out these trays of pudding that were just epic as well. And, And then I was sat next to one of the chaps who's an owner of the company, of Samo, who make the Witters. And he has a Delaval robot milking machine for 20 cows. And he knows somebody who's got a Delaval robot milking machine for 9 cows. You're like, I'm not even funny, but I said to him, like, how the hell does that work? Because that wouldn't work over here.
No.
And he's like, oh, well, we get subsidies. And I'm like, yeah, I bet you do. That's how that works, isn't it? European government paying big money.
Yeah.
In fairness to him, he'd say they put a new building up. Well, you wouldn't even consider doing that sort of job here for 20 cows, but he says it has been put up for 50 and they are going to expand. But even so, like, just mind-blowing. So...
Yeah. When you get out onto the continent and you see some of these farms, admittedly, they're possibly not full-time farmers.
Yes, yeah, Holland's a lot like that.
They might, they might have another job, but not full time.
Yeah.
And you'll see this farm and absolutely pristine.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You
absolutely.
know, instead of just concrete pads, they've laid brickwork out everywhere.
Yeah.
That's really common.
Yeah.
And you think, ooh, nice place, and the machinery that they have is unreal.
And clean.
And pristine and just everything. And yet you have a word with them, oh, it's 30-acre farm.
Yeah.
What? And you've got all this?
Yeah. But there wasn't that many cows outside. You could tell which farms were dairy farms around Salzburg, where you've got a lot more hilly, and as you further sort of east you go. Is that right? I can't remember now. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's east. It gets flatter and bigger fields, flatter fields. But there wasn't that many cows out relative to the number of dairy farms that you could say, well, that's a dairy farm, but there wasn't any cows around it. So, yeah, they seemed to be housing them a lot. And the other thing we noticed was we didn't see, most tractors were like 70 to 100 horsepower. There wasn't that many. There was one or two like 120, but we didn't see many big tractors.
No.
Right, nothing. I didn't see 150 horse or more in the whole, like, the day and a half, 2 days we were there. So, yeah, it was quite, exciting, to be honest. It was, I would happily go back there because I was just like, this is awesome.
And I've nothing against that way of life and that way of farming, but we can't do that here.
No, it's a bit like, I'm not saying we should be able to do that here, because I don't think it's, well, I don't know, it's a funny one, isn't it?
I don't think it's
not
certainly
efficient.
not sustainable under
No.
its own steam.
Or efficient,
No.
really.
Which then begs the question of how well are you being propped up?
Yeah.
You must be awfully well thought of or respected by your government and your people.
Which would be nice here, to be fair.
Yeah.
That would be quite nice.
Well, it's that, or pay a fair price for...
Yeah.
I was thinking again about this today because I was, of all things, looking at the printout from the last big shop at the supermarket.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
All like 160 quid's worth.
Yeah.
And no beer. Nothing expensive like that.
Yeah.
No beer.
Nothing
on it or
good.
anything. No. Nothing that I can say, well, at least that was worth it. But just a rack of stuff on there. And I was thinking, yeah, there's a lot of this stuff, when you look at it, it's quite cheap. Because I started listing what was the most expensive,
Yeah. Well,
just in my mind. And,
yeah.
and the most expensive was big pack of mint.
Yeah.
And then like big thing of sausages. And it was, a lot of it was nearly all meat.
Yeah.
The meat was the high ticket stuff. And then you got into some of the bigger packs of maybe fruit and things like that. But it was all, that's where all the higher cost items were.
But is that the way it should be anyway, because of the nutrients and the protein and that the meat's giving you?
Yes, to eat well costs
a
lot.
And for what it's giving your body, it probably should be that. Although, like, obviously, we're not going to get in that argument that some people would say that's not true, but because you're wrong. Because
well, there you go then.
And we are interested.
Yeah. Not arguing with stupid. No.
I like meat.
Well, yes, exactly. But I just thought, admittedly, they are still arguably the more expensive things in the basket. But there wasn't that many of them. It's not like it was half full of these items. There was a lot more of the other kind of food stuffs, but I didn't begrudge getting it. No. And it's kind of what it's what you build your meal around. If you don't have that in the centre of your meal, it's not a meal. It doesn't. You know there's something missing. You're just like, well, it was all right. But
it was missing meat.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what it is. It's just missing meat. Lindsay goes mad with me because if it hasn't got meat in it, then I'm like, well, that wasn't really a meal, was it? It doesn't matter what it is. Bacon, chicken, pork, lamb, beef, whatever.
But
I draw the line at cat and dog. To be fair, I'm not.
No, we're not that desperate.
I'm not Chinese.
But having said that, I will. We'll have every now and then like a vegetable curry or something, and lovely, tasty. It's not like I'm addicted to to meat or what have you, but you certainly notice it when it's. This sandwich is lacking something.
I saw it, and I won't be able to find it again because I thought I'd sent it to Lindsay, and then I apparently didn't. But it was basically a map of Europe showing the percentage of people the percentage of diet that is highly processed food.
Yeah.
And the UK is the highest, with the percentage of our diet that is highly processed is over 50%. Compared to Italy, which I think was the lowest at 13.6.
Yeah.
And I'm not being funny, if you've ever been to Italy, the food there is absolutely incredible. The way they can make the simplest thing taste amazing is just mind-blowing.
I think a lot of that is in it's just in the way of the people.
Yeah.
Like their grandmothers who have all this knowledge of these dishes that have been passed down through generations.
Yeah.
And it's a thing that's celebrated. And
well, they take the time to eat it as well. They'll sit down for hours and just talk and eat. And I'm like, you can't knock it really. And they're still productive. They still make some pretty cool stuff and get it shipped all around the world. Hence the reason why I'm importing machines from Italy.
I made tea tonight, and by the time I got it dished up, or by the time I'd finished dishing up and got sat down, George was damn near finished.
Destroyed it.
I was hungry. Fine.
Not Lindsay. Flissy seems to be going that way at the moment. She's like, destroying her tea, which is good to see, to be fair. Just makes it disappear. So, so Austria was an education.
Yeah.
Interesting, very interesting.
Nice part of the world.
Yeah. Just some pretty cool stuff coming out of there, really.
Sounds like you'll be going back.
I hope so.
Yeah.
If we're playing with cards right.
Exactly.
Get some AI readers
I've
sold.
landed at 5 o'clock again. Oh,
yeah. We know where the thing is to now get the beer out of the vending machine. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they were just cracking people as well, just real spot on. Right, good lads. And the funny thing was, I didn't hear this conversation, but Phil, who was with us, apparently they'd had some lads come to work with them and sell their machines. They didn't say where, but they weren't that interested in drinking beer, and they were basically they weren't interested in working with them because they weren't much fun. Right.
Well, so I take it that yourself and Phil passed the test, did you?
Well,
then?
apparently, yeah. Yeah. But in fairness, like, we were in this bar that was supposedly closed on a Monday night, or restaurant, bar spot, that did epic food. And then about 10 o'clock at night, there was this table, this really long table. So it was 30 men came in and basically to sing happy birthday to a chap whose birthday had been at the weekend. And I just think that their like social life and sociability, or whatever you call it, didn't get disrupted that much by COVID. Ours never seems to have like recovered in a way. Like the whole going out and like pubs nowadays in this country, you're thinking, I don't know how some of them are still going because they're just so quiet. And they just seem to, so yeah, that was quite...
I think a bit of it's coincided with maybe our age as well.
Possibly, yeah. Having children that your movements are restricted. Yeah, you're probably right.
Well, that all kicked off. Yes, small children at home, it all sort of quietens off. It dwindles off. It's big when you're early 20s.
Yeah. And
then it dwindles off in your 20s. So by the time that, we hit sort of 30, 40, we've got kids.
So what you're saying is when we get beyond kids, then it's back on it. Get out.
I have a fear that you... Well, yes, James, but you will have to call it a draw for this moment to happen. You will have to stop.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's sorted anyway. So that's No, we have finished. But equally, it's going to be a while. As soon as Wilfie's now 9 weeks old
and doing well.
Oh yeah, he's flying, absolutely flying.
Yeah,
he's getting chins under here. And he started smiling now, which is epic. He can focus now as well, so like he has an idea what he's looking at. So hence the reason then he starts smiling. So yeah, he's getting going.
And 3 older sisters.
Yeah, Lucinda started making more sense when she's talking now as well, which is entertaining.
All right, well, send him back.
Oh no, she's absolutely brilliant with him.
Yeah,
absolutely brilliant.
Oh.
I got a video earlier today of I just showed her, like, he's got this chair that he swings, like, that sort of swings round, and I said, oh, just swing his chair on. She was a bit squealing, and she just like started doing it, and then she sat down and started doing it. I got a video, and like if he starts squealing, she just like comes up and like strokes his head. You couldn't leave her with him. I'm not saying we'd do that, but she's just she's been really good with him.
I was going to say I've got visions of that Harry Enfield.
Lulu. Yeah. Funny enough, that's why Lulu's called Lulu, because we remembered that and started calling her that. So, yeah. Yeah. Just check the battery.
Oh, have we gone off?
No, not yet. No, I've got to be yet. How many minutes is that?
Hang on.
Still, oh,
I'm just going to mess with your continuity.
I did, yeah. Well, I'm going to mess with it a bit more as well. So yeah.
Happy?
Good. Yeah. No, it's all going well. They're doing all right. So Zoe's going on a school trip where they stay away for 3 days next week.
Oh wow!
So she's abandoning us, but then also I'm going away as well. So I'm away Tuesday, Wednesday night, but back late Thursday night. Going to Cereals. We've got Stan there. So yeah, hence the reason I've asked you to come on Monday to help us get ready for it, because we've got quite a bit to try and get put together and rounded up and sorted ahead of me clearing off.
No
problem. Lindsay's going to be at home with Fliss, Lucinda and Wilf on her own for 2 nights. Which, should be fine. At least it's Fliss that's staying at home. The eldest.
I was going to say, let's be honest, Fliss is good as like a living babysitter.
Yeah. Press gang babysitter. It's not my choice.
Yeah.
So no. So we'll see if we can do any good at Cereals. In next year's Cereals is at Diddley Squat, which I'm not entirely sure if it's a good thing or not, but anyway, we'll see. Can't do it. Well,
so be it.
Is what it is.
Yeah, it's got to be somewhere.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll have an Ullmanna Ai weeder there next year, which mix things up a bit.
There you go.
So yeah.
Remember at Lammer?
Yeah.
When his pot-bellied graceness walked past and you had a little interaction.
Yes.
I take it's still on the cutting room floor, is it?
I guess so. Because I don't know. I've watched one with the girls, the first one. They released 4, didn't they? And I think they've released the second 4. But I haven't seen.
Yeah, the boys were watching something today. So, I've watched 1 or 2 of them.
Oh, that's the other thing. This is something I meant to say. So, sat there having this meal, and there's like the 3 of us. There was 9 in total, and there's a lad at the end who he was really quiet, and out of nowhere he says, how far are you from Clarkson's farm? They got really excited about it. They're really excited, and they're like, and I told them that there's going to be a show there next year. Oh, we will come. And the impact that Clarkson's farm has had worldwide is unbelievable. You took a picture of me talking to Jeremy Clarkson at Lammer because he walked past, and I said, I thought I can't say nothing, so I went and had a chat with him. Completely out of my comfort zone.
This was kind of after being basically pushed into it by me and Mike.
Yeah. This is your opportunity, dickhead. Get on with it. It's like, can't. Anyway,
go. It's your stand.
Yeah.
Go.
So, you took a picture, and I sent that to Spaperi, and they got really excited, and like, Clarkson's my hero sort of stuff. That's what he said. And then, like, going over to Austria, hell, they have done some good for farming. Yeah. They're just unbelievable. Just the conversation. I think. Yeah, I don't know. The whole job came alive when they started talking about Clarkson's farm, and just.
So you just leaned in, you got your phone out, showed them some pictures. Oh, we're best mates. Yeah. Oh, what? Jezza?
I think I did. I think I maybe did. I probably did. I can't remember because it might have. Yeah, It wasn't that late on, but yeah. But absolutely. The impact that Clarkson's farm has had on farming, and just unreal. Yeah. I don't think you could never quantify it.
No, even if you just stick to this country.
Yeah.
Suddenly you seem to notice that even, for instance, on Facebook, you can be doom scrolling away through nonsense. And there's odd little things about farms or people raising animals, and the positivity in a lot of the comments is coming back saying, no, it's not easy. It's no, it's not.
No, it but I haven't, like I said, I've only watched the first one, and I didn't expect it to get on the bit that I talked to him, because in fairness, I think the cameras were behind us anyway. So it's not really that great, is it? Looking at the back of two people talking about a machine that they can't see. Anyway, yeah. But also, nobody's commented on Facebook about anything to do with Lammer on Clarkson's farm yet. I was thinking somebody might have put something, said, "Oh, did you see such and such?" Not related to me, but just related to Lammer in general.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen anything yet, so I'm assuming it must not have made it in.
Well, we were facing the Deutsch stand.
Yeah.
And he was hanging around there, a fair while.
Yeah.
Just through the Lambo connection.
Well, and I think there's a Deutsch gone on the farm, isn't there? The one thing
they've stuck Lambo stickers on it.
The one thing I did see, they must have had some sort of everyone brought a tractor along and the salesman did their pitch about the tractors.
Oh, yeah, the boys were on about this. They were saying his biggest bugbear was the amount of time it took, or I say time it took him to hook a trailer on. It was also, I would say the driver might have something to do with it. But he basically lined them all up and said, right, fastest to drop your pickup hitch. Which I thought was a bit silly, because you had a Case and a New Holland there, which had the same thing, and yet they were doing it in different times. On LinkedIn, there was somebody that basically, I haven't seen it, but I can only imagine. Well, it's obviously scripted massively to make it entertaining, which means it isn't representative of how people sell tractors. And there was somebody basically called all them lot out, saying that they were completely wrong to sell tractors the way they were selling them, based on what they'd seen on Clarkson's farm, and that it was just called them all out. And reading the comments on that, one of them said, "Look, that isn't the way we would normally sell a tractor. That's the way it's been edited to make it interesting. Oh yeah,
and it's made us look like idiots.
Yeah,
that's not how we normally work, but that's how they wanted to do it."
No. I will say that there are certain parts on there. I was wandering about and just catching little bits of it when it was on the telly, and I'd keep sort of leaning over and go, "No, that's wrong."
Yeah.
And it doesn't. I know it doesn't really matter because you're not drilling down into detail, and to your layman that's just watching the TV, they just want to be entertained.
Yeah.
It doesn't. Strictly speaking, it doesn't matter.
No.
But if you are wanting people to then believe what you are saying when you want to put a point across, don't talk too much bullshit in between hands.
No.
Because it dilutes everything.
Yeah. Yeah, it makes it unbelievable, doesn't it? So it's it's certainly interesting, really, because I think, in fairness, my opinion is selling tractors has got to be one of the worst jobs in the world. I've said this a few times to a few different people, but you're selling something to somebody who doesn't want to pay for it, doesn't really want to buy it, wants to screw you down to the last penny every which way they can, because margins are so tight in farming. I'm not saying that's wrong, I'm just saying. And then the margins that's in a tractor when you sell it are so small, you can't really, as a salesman, you can't take any satisfaction out of the fact, I've managed to sell a tractor and I've made a reasonable return on that sale. You've got your boss screaming down you saying, "Sell more tractors," at a time when tractor sales are at a record low.
Yep.
You've got the manufacturer screaming down yours and your boss's neck saying, "Sell more tractors." And then when you do manage to sell all the tractors you're meant to sell, you get a bonus back from the manufacturer, supposedly, and you're told what to spend it on. So from a job satisfaction point of view, I can't see where the satisfaction is.
When times are harder, when there isn't a lot of easy come, easy go money around, you're exactly right. Yeah. It's a nightmare.
Thankless task.
However, when there's a lot of easy money around, or money for old rope, or when people have been having a good do for not a lot, it's easy.
Next April then, when people are trying to get rid of it, get cash.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You come round to sort of March, April time, and people start umming and ahhing and, oh God, we're going to have to end up paying a lot of tax. We've been told by our accountants we need to spend some of this money.
Yeah.
Then the first thing is just pick up the phone. Oh, well, we don't really need to swap a tractor, but we will do.
It's the easiest thing to swap in a way.
Easy peasy.
Yeah.
It's not a problem. This was quite apparent a good couple of years ago. A lot of like hill farms, proper hill. I mean, this is technically a hill farm, but I mean proper hill farms where they had maybe not much in byland, but a lot of extensive grazing.
Yeah. Like where you grew up.
If they were lucky enough, they could have got onto some rather lucrative subsidised schemes.
Yeah.
And I know you shouldn't do, but you could do. You could look up at the time, you could go onto the computer and you could see what people were getting paid.
Yeah.
And it was interesting. And it then started to compute why you were going past some of these, admittedly not massive farms, and there was everything outside the small holding was new.
Yeah.
You go past a smallish farm and new tractor parked up to new wife Williams trailer and new pickup there, and it was almost as though it was they were trying to get rid of whatever money was coming their way, which I will throw my hands up. They're getting it and they're putting it back into play.
Yeah, they're not keeping it.
No, it's back in there. It's back in the system, which it keeps things turning.
Yeah.
It keeps the economy going. Admittedly, yes, they then have a valuable asset and the use of that asset. But I think this was kind of some of the problems I had when I'd be turning up on farm to do a job and their gear was better than mine. Why do you need me? Oh yeah, well we have that, but we didn't really, we don't really use it, or we just bought it, and now a lot of these schemes have been done away with. So I naturally thought, oh well, day of reckoning, which it will be coming.
Yeah.
However, the government are now moving more along the lines of subsidising equipment.
Yeah.
They will give you a subsidy to buy equipment. Now,
that's not grassland machinery like balers.
No. I think a seeder will come under it, a direct drill, or investment in technology, which you could maybe wangle a few things through. I don't know.
Yeah,
but
I've been. This is the FETF grant. I've been looking through it because the AI weeder's on it.
Yeah.
This is the first time we've had anything of significant value that will go on it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you say, there's all these different direct drills and stuff like that.
Yeah, some of it's up to 40%.
Yeah.
Up to a cap.
Yeah.
And some of them, was it 27%? I can't just remember because I was looking through.
But no, they've 25. I think the maximum's 25 grand. So 40% of, I think the maximum is 40% of whatever the value is.
Yeah.
And they're rating everything, so they're giving everything a score out of 100. Basically, I think so that how effective it is. So the AI weeder is 90 out of 100 because, in fairness, it's quite. It's going to make a big difference to the people who get one. And then obviously things that maybe aren't as significant. So it goes down to, I'm pretty sure, down to cow brushes, which obviously they're not that much money, and they'll make a bit of a difference, but they're less score out of 100. And I think that's relative to how likely you are to get the grant. And anyway, there's loads of stuff to it. Yeah. I've looked at it, and anyway, I don't profess to completely understand it.
No.
But
my biggest bugbear with that is it's all new.
Yeah.
you know, it would be lovely to have that 40% of, say, a 30 grand drill to get that 40% back. That'd be lovely. But I can't justify the other 60%.
No.
I can't justify any of this new anyway.
Well,
even at the discounted prices.
I'm a massive hypocrite when it comes to grants, from a point of view of I have had some in the past for various different things. I hate them because they distort business. Because it's not just the money they're giving out. They're paying a lot of money, and God knows how much, to administer it. So there's wages, there's everything that goes into administering it. That's going to be costing a fortune. And to a certain extent, you just think, just pay the money on the product. Just pay a fair price for what they're producing and do it that way. Because I'm hoping to sell quite a few of these AI weeders on this grant job, because it's going to work out quite well because of the timing. But if you drop wrong on the time of year, so it's opened, when did it open? May, 29th of May opened. It closes the end of July, no, 10th of July, sorry. So opened the 29th of May, closes 11th or 10th of July, yeah? Which is basically weeding season, give or take a bit at the other end. Which then means that, so if someone gets grant funded for a weeder, they'll close it in July, they'll get a decision God knows when after that. Mm-hmm. Every time, it's going to be for next year.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
And the timing, every time they do it, the timing changes, so it's not like we can rely on it.
No.
And
what's going to happen, personal circumstances between those two dates?
Well,
anything can happen.
But what I'm hoping is that if we can get a few people to go with the grant job, then we will end up selling some in the back end of this year for next year.
But you, this also, like you said, the grant job kind of, it skews the market.
Well, massively, yeah. It was a nightmare when, so 2010, 12, I think. Between 2010 and 2013, there was a grant on robot milking machines, and at that time I was involved with that. And I got really excited when they launched it, and Tim, who I was working for, said it's going to be a nightmare, because at the time, they all had an end date for when it must have been 2012, yeah, because it was 2013 when they were going in. So basically you end up with everybody putting in for a grant, so nobody orders a robot for ages, then they all order them at the same time, then they all want them fitted at exactly the same time because they all land at the same time. Absolute nightmare from that point of view. And it just, so you have, like, from a business supplying point of view, you just cash flow just zero for ages, and then a massive spike, and like that's really hard to work with as a business. Like it sounds like what a problem. Yeah. But you better really having just consistent sales and workload, and for the factory making the machines, consistency. So anyway, I hate grants, but equally it's the way it is. So, and there's businesses that have built very good businesses off the back of supplying grant-funded equipment. So it's just what we've got to do.
I can remember I once rang up about a direct drill. This was when a round of grants were on a couple of years ago. Rang up the company. I just wanted some information and just sort of roughly what sort of price they were charging. And as soon as I basically said that I was interested in the price on a weeder, and I mentioned the grant job, with that, the salesman that I was talking to just instantly saw me as a sale, and you know, as he was wanting my details and where do I deliver this machine to, and just hang on, sunshine. Honestly, that's what they were doing. They were just catering to this. I don't know what sort of an upturn in turnover they were getting through it. I don't know, but he was, as soon as I mentioned it, that was it. It was going.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's my compressor.
Let's just see what.
Right. We'll have to call it a draw anyway. It's getting late.
somehow that's got to 55 minutes, and we're getting low on battery.
Yeah.
So yes, I am a massive hypocrite when it comes to the grant job, but anyway, it's just the way it goes.
Well,
it's the way it works.
I haven't had any,
No.
and I would like to.
What bugs me about the grants is that people buy stuff for the sake of buying it to basically fill up the grant so they can get it, so they can, because you've got to have a certain amount of, you've got to put in a certain value for, so they end up looking for stuff to buy just to get them over that threshold. And I just think, and they end up buying stuff that they don't use properly because they don't value it. Like somebody I know, someone I spoke to at a show, bought a cluster dipping system that would like teat spray and flush but only used the flushing side of it and wasn't using the dipping side of it because it was grant funded. So they're only using 50% of its capability because it was grant funded. So they didn't need to use the other half.
Yep.
And I'm like, well, that's just a waste of time, isn't it? Like that's not good use of money. But
no,
they didn't see the need to.
It's massively flawed. I don't like it. It is massively flawed.
But
if you are one of the producers that happen to have a machine that just hits the specification,
I was just going to say that. Because the funny thing is, if you know what machines are out there, you can see that there's certain things. There's only certain machines tick that box, and it's like I'm not one of those whatever skeptics or conspiracy theorists. I like to think I'm not, but that's too coincidental.
Well, I would think
it's probably not. In fairness, the one I'm thinking of, it might not be now, but it definitely was a few years ago because you could look at it and think there's only one machine on the market that fits.
Yeah, you're as good as giving that one outfit a monopoly.
Yeah. Absolutely, it was just blatantly obvious to anybody who knew what the machines that are available to fit to do that job. There was only one because of one thing that fit it. We're like, well, that's wrong. But yeah, there's no point fighting it.
Well, we can't, but it's just so flawed. And I can see what they're thinking. Oh well, we want to fund agriculture and make it more fund more technologies to make it more economical and to make it to make it prosper for less. And well, nice idea, but no, it's not happening.
Because also, what's going to happen is things go like fashion. Farming is fashionable. It goes in cycles. Things come into fashion and go out of fashion. And what they're subsidising now, what they're grant funding now, 5 years' time, could be out of fashion. So then there's going to be a load of machines on farms that regenerative farming is one example. It suits some people, but they seem to be backing it. It isn't possible for some people. Anybody who's got potatoes in their rotation, you can't not plough for potatoes. So you can't be regenerative by the book. That's the sort of thing I'm thinking of. Is these direct drills and things like that. I just think there could be a lot of machines sat on farms for years' time that aren't getting used and end up being parked up and that was a waste of money, wasn't it?
There is now anyway. Like you say, people are just like a lot of these subsidised things. A lot of it helps the bigger get bigger because they have the wherewithal, they have the cash to. If we spend this amount, we get so much back free. Well, if you don't have that in the first place, you're a lot more cautious. You just, I could make use of a lot of machines, but you've got to justify it.
Yeah.
I'd have to try and pull work out from somewhere. Yeah. If I did decide that I wanted to have a go and, with one of these machines, but you've still got so much of it to find.
Yeah.
And it has got to work.
Yeah.
And it would probably be one of the few machines that would properly be put to work.
Yeah, because it had to pay for itself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway.
But I wouldn't like to be sat on bloody, on interest and payments and what have you without the work to cover it.
Yeah.
It's a jump that I just don't need.
No, or want.
Yeah. If the clear need was there, then you invested it, which is what I have done in the past. But I don't know, just trying to make a job out of nothing. But then again, that's where risk is where the bigger money is. It's always been that way.
Yeah, risk and reward. Yeah.
But if you can just apply a bit of sense to it as well, I don't know. I keep thinking some of these machines we could use and we could utilise, but it's half of the job would be a sales pitch to like farmers in the area that utilising this technology will have a benefit.
Yeah, it's hard enough as it is without having to try and convince them to do something they don't want to do, or they don't see the benefit of doing.
Yeah,
because then
part with money with me.
Yeah,
and we will go far. Well,
I know that too well through Back to Line. You find the right people and you're on a winner, but you find the wrong people and you just push them more uphill. So yeah,
just trying to convince them. Look, you're gonna see the benefit out of this.
I'm not that good a salesman. I don't profess to be. I do quite enjoy it now, but equally, my sales patter is pretty blunt. It's a good machine. It does a good job in the right hands.
Yeah.
If you want to buy it, buy it.
Just going up to people. Do you want it?
Not that brutal, but yeah. So yeah.
Let's be honest now. Let's stop wasting the day. Do you want this or not?
I'm not that blunt. I do quite enjoy. I enjoy talking to people, and so yeah. Right. Anyway, we will. It's getting cold and dark.
Yeah.
And wet and
Miserable.